Hello. JoeHart here, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. Um, Basically, there's a watch along going on now. Um, I guess that's my Discord. That doesn't want to work sometimes. Sometimes it works immediately, sometimes it doesn't. Sorry, I'm over here trying to get things going. Howdy. Hey, Neil. How's it going? Yeah, we've got qualifying coming up. Formula E has it's a double header this weekend. They had a race Saturday, yesterday, and they have a race today, Sunday, to make two races for the weekend. And the schedule yesterday was free practice 1, free practice 2, qualifying in the race. And golly, is it going to come up? No, I don't drink coffee. I headlines and highlights. I think my CBS switched to something else. Let's try this again. Berlin qualifying. And the commercials work, of course, but it doesn't seem like the channel works. But the commercials work. Boy, they got to tell me everything. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink caffeine and a whole bunch of things I don't drink. But I used to, I used to love Mountain Dew and coffee with cream and sugar. Gatorade, yes. I water it down. When I'm on the road at a racetrack, I drink it full strength. There he is, Karun Shandok. He is live. He is talking. I don't know why he's here. One of my favorite people for Formula One is, I'm saying his name wrong, Karun Shandok, I think. And, sometimes I see people and not think of it, but I do believe this is the first time I've seen him at a Formula E event. And I love him. And he's super smart. He's very brilliant. He knows how to explain things to everybody, but he's at this race. And like I said, my memory, I might, someone might say, well, he's been at the last 5 races, or he's been in Formula E for 2 years, and I'm like, no, he hasn't. He's only Formula One, which, of course, Formula One, I'm sure if you're a broadcaster for Formula One, you make, $250,000. And if you're a broadcaster for Formula E, you make $25,000. So it's not in the direction that someone, you have enough from Formula One. You don't need to add anything else, but he's brilliant. I love him. He's talking right now. I did not. Well, no, I mean, he's not short. A lot of the, there's kind of like 3 main, anyway, this is on CBS. Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton. I guess that's the Lewis you're talking about. Anyway, a lot of the commentators for Formula E are really tall. There's like a 6'8" and a 6'6" and a 6'5". They're huge. So Karun looks puny, but I don't think Karun is really 5'2". He looks 5'2", but I think he's 5. I think he's a normal height person, 5'6", 5'8", 5'9", something like that. But I love Karun. Shanduk. And Nikki Shields. Oh, my heartthrob. I'm so in love with her. Mitch Evans won yesterday. Nikki Shields is such a sweetheart. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Karun Shanduk. Okay, so I'm gonna just put his Twitter handle here in case anybody wants to follow him. And Sharun Shanduk. I don't know how to pronounce it. Shanduk. Fun and Effie. Amen. Oh, yeah. Let me get the and then Nikki Shields. I'll probably put her name too. I'm going to try to get this in here, but it's not showing anything yet. 4:37. I think it starts in 4:40. Yeah, it says 2 minutes 54 seconds. Nikki Shields. Oh, I'm so in love with her. She's married. She's popping out a second child or a third child. Nikki Shields. I have talked to all these people. I was mostly media, but I was a fanboy with her, and I was like, "Oh, can I get a selfie with you?" And she was like, "Yes," and I just couldn't do it. And she's like, "Here," and she wasn't rude, but she was short but nice. And she was like, "Here, let me have it." So she took my phone, and I was like, "Yes, please." And she took a beautiful picture. But I think she was kind of pestered by me or bothered by me, but it wasn't. It's hard to describe. It wasn't really rude or anything. But F Formula E commentator. I know you're not supposed to say, "Wow, how far along you are," and they go, "I'm not pregnant," but I'm pretty sure she's pregnant. She's it's I know she had one child for sure. I mean, she was, she wanted to have a perfect body forever, so she didn't get married and she didn't have kids, and then she did get married and then she did have one kid, and I think she had a second, and I think this pregnancy now is her second or third kid. But I mean, she's still stunning. And it's not all about looks. I know that's so shallow, but whoa, let me get those banners down. Okay. No. Do you water Gatorade down to 50/50? No, I do it really low. I do probably 5-1. I'm cheap. I'm broke. I'm poor. I don't have much money, so I do like 1/6 Gatorade and then 5/6 water, just to have the flavor. But when I've been to a bunch of motorsports events. I've been to about 160 of them, and I usually travel alone, and I don't know people and I don't meet people, so I'm usually traveling around alone. And anyway, it's I don't I don't like the sun and I don't respond to the sun. And in my life, 100% of my life, I'm always looking for shade. I can't handle the sun. So I've been at many, many, many racetracks. And again, I don't travel with anyone. So I'm by myself. And so I would have complete strangers walk up to me and they said, "Wow, you're pretty red." do you have a water? Do you need a water? And you might, and then a couple of times there'd be like, you ought to check out the EMSs, or EMTs, you might go see them. And again, I'm not traveling with anyone. So that is a complete stranger that's so concerned about my color. And they're right. They are. I am very red. So anyway, I try, and my doctor had to prescribe me a hat to have, and Group A, it is a green flag now, 11:49 on the TV. Let me go off screen to see what the delay is. 10:58. So it is. Oh, that's 43 seconds. Let me check that again. So 10, 50, 35. Yeah, 45-second delay on the TV. That's a huge delay. So Group A, so qualifying Group A, this is, there's a qualifying Group A and a qualifying Group B. So there's 22 drivers, assuming that there's RAS right there. So assuming that RAS will so all 22 are going to be qualifying. So 11 in Group A, 11 in Group B, and then the top 4 go head to head with the top 4 of the other group. It's like a single elimination, like a Final Four kind of thing, the March Madness thing. So it's 4 A's against 4 B's, and then the fastest of A against the fastest of B, and then the 4th fastest of A. Anyway, and they keep changing their format, and I don't stay up with it a whole bunch. So anyway, my doctor, back then Gatorade was always on sale for $1. It's just amazing how prices have just really gone up. So you can get a pretty good deal on Gatorade for like $1.39, and I'm like, holy shit, that's so expensive. But it's better than buying, a 2-liter. I don't want to drink Coca-Cola. I don't drink caffeine and stuff. So and most smart drinks, like Red Bull and Monster Energy and all of them have caffeine in them, and they have sugar in them, and they have they have tons, and they have those chemical compounds that you've never heard of. They have a ton of shit in them. And I guess there's I know there's definitely cases of 15-year-old boys drinking 5 of them a day for a week, and then they have a heart attack of sorts. So I know there's a lot of challenging stuff. So this is very rainy. Now, it's not raining, but when they show the camera, they show the front of the car, and they got the rooster tail. Wow, that is really cloudy. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is bad and loaded with caffeine and sugar. And, Gatorade, my brother's a doctor, and he was like, Gatorade, he's talked about Gatorade for 40, 50 years. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll stick with it. And it's never changed. I don't read its ingredient list every year, so I'm sure it's changed a bit, but it hasn't done. I'm at these motorsports events, and every smart sport drink, or whatever they're called, every sport drink is a sponsor. So there's free samples, and they'll have 12 flavors, and I say, is any of them caffeine free? And they're like, yeah, I think so. I think the green tea, everybody that sells tea thinks green tea is caffeine free because it's green, but it's not. It's the highest level of tea for caffeine. It's weird that people think green tea is caffeine free because it's green. But anyway, same thing. They're like, oh yeah, I think so. And then I'm like, well, I don't drink caffeine. Can I just stare at your can? Since you don't know your product, can I stare at your can? And, I can't see well. And it's, and I was like, I'm going to just stare at your can and see if it has, and so I go through, and I was like, see, caffeine, see it? See it, it's right there. Oh, well, I'm sure it's not much, and it, somewhere it may say, this is equivalent to having 3 cups of coffee, or, whatever. And I'm like, that's not minimal, that. So anyway, okay, so it's showing the times. The TV is delayed, but Group A, 7 minutes, 42 seconds to go. Mueller is on top. Dennis just went to second. So Mueller's on top. Dennis, DaCosta, Vern. Lauder just went to 4th. So the 7 below is Vern, DeGrassi, Roland, Rast, Nato, Fenestras, I don't know how to say that. And Verline, he's the number one in points. He is not doing well this weekend so far. He's number one in points. And I mean, just because you're the number one in points, that doesn't mean that you're going to be great at every circuit. But he's pretty damn good. So it's kind of weird that he's 11th. Renee Rast was out of practice all day today. Earlier today, we had free practice 3, and Renee Rast didn't practice at all. 21 of the 22 drivers practiced. So Rast is 10th and Verline is 11th. Why is he even behind Rast? So and it's a ton. Like the times aren't closed yet. Mueller is 119.476. I guess that's rain. I don't think they have rain tires. I think their regular tires have grooves in it. Whatever those groove thing, not groove. You know what I mean? Like snow tires. Snow tires have those treads. Their regular tires have treads. So I think they use their regular tires in the rain. God, these cameras look horrendous. So when you're looking at that, I got snow tires on mine. Yeah, I'm in Vermont. I've never bought a snow tire, and I never switch out. My ex-wife and my daughter have, they have 4 snow tires and they put it in storage and then they switch it out. And I've never done that. I should. It would be safer, I'm sure. I am in Vermont. There's a lot of snow, but yeah, I ought to figure out how to do that. Anyway, okay, Nico Mueller, 119.476. Very slow time. Yesterday, the qualifications was 106. I'm sure it'll go down a little bit, but the water is definitely affecting it. Dennis is really close, 0.009. Vern is kind of close, 0.238. And then Rowan is 0.422. And then they kind of drop pretty far. So the fifth is half a second, 0.563. And then 1.2, 1.5, 2.2, 2.4, 2.5, 3.1 is Rast. Now, Verline did go up to 5th. So Verline is, so someone just went up. I think Mueller just went up to plus. Someone switched. I don't know who switched. So Dennis, Mueller, Vern, Roland are currently the provisional people to go into the next round. So yeah, Mud, do you have I love your excitement, Neil. And I'm sure I probably have asked, do you have a Formula E driver you like? Or more importantly, probably, do you know any of the Formula E drivers? But yeah, I would love to hear, if you're like, oh, I like McLaren and all, like you could like that. There's DS Penske. So people are like, oh, I like Penske in any series, and so there's Nissan. I kind of forget all the things. So anyway, okay. So let me go off screen. Let's see what's showing on the. So the TV just went under 4 minutes, but here you can tell it's 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Pascal Verline goes to the top, but it's still 119.243. So it's still 119. It definitely the rain is affecting everybody. So Verline, Dennis, Mueller, Vern, John Eric Vern, that's the top 4. And then Alex, DaCosta, Roland, DeGrassi, Lauderer, Nato, Fenestras, and Rast. Woohoo! So on the screen here on my laptop is 2:30 to go, and on the TV it's 3 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Renee Rast is in the pits. The other 10, I guess, are still on the track. I don't know all the electrical stuff. No favorite driver, just like watching. That one guy is a cocky prick. Oh, do you have any idea like what team? And I think all drivers are confident and aggressive and stuff. And some are whatever those negative words are, they're anyway. So a cocky prick. Did someone get mad, or I forget? DaCosta is kind of passionate. You might be talking about him. Um, oh, Max Verstappen. Oh, okay. Yeah. For Formula One, yes. Max Verstappen is, Verstappen is super pricky. He is extremely talented. And I don't usually say this about Formula One, but what I say about NASCAR is, like for Kyle Busch, Kyle Busch has a lot of haters. And I say, we don't pay Kyle Busch to be nice. We pay him to be a great driver. So Max Verstappen is paid to be a phenomenal driver, and he is that. So we don't pay him to be nice. I understand all the, he has sponsors and there's little kids that look up to him, and he's married, so you hope that I'm sorry, he's not married. He has a girlfriend. He has the racist driver, his daughter. Oh shit, who are those guys? The junior and senior, the senior and the junior. They're both pretty good in Formula One and Formula E. I can't think of his name, but anyway, so anyway, he's got a girlfriend, and you want it to be a good example for the world. Okay, checkered flag just showed on my screen right there, so they all get to finish the lap they're on. On TV, it still shows 33 seconds. So as I always say, I know I'm a broken record, but I think a lot of people don't quite understand this. But when the time session ends, you are able to finish the lap you are on. So ideally, in NASCAR, they've got it down to a science. There's a ton of drivers that time it perfectly so that they just pass the start-finish line when the checkered flag comes out. So that now you've got a whole lap that you can do after the session is done. Now, the worst timing is if you're coming up to the start-finish line and they throw the checkered flag right before you get to the start-finish line. So they throw the flag, you cross the start-finish line, you're done. That's your last lap. So you get to finish your last lap. So earlier today, I think they have this. Earlier today on the TV, they would put a little miniature checkered flags next to each name. Okay, Dennis got the first checkered flag. So there's 11 drivers in this session, and one currently has now finished. He has crossed it, now 2. So Dennis and Bearline are now done. Bearline's the fastest, and he's done. DeGrassi just passed the start-finish. DaCosta just passed the finish. So 4 are done, 7 are still going. Rast just passed. So there's still 6 more. I don't know who that was. Lauderer, I think. Roland. So there's Mueller, Vern, Fenestraz, and Nato left. Nato just, so there's 3 left. Mueller, Vern, and Fenestraz. So it's just Mueller and Vern. Mueller's done, and here's Vern right now. Boom. Okay, so Vern just went fastest. Vern's top. Bearline, Mueller, and Dennis are the top 4 that advance, and this is final. And so they're advancing for the duels. And then below is DaCosta, Roland, DeGrassi, Lauderer, Rast, Fenestraz, and Nato. So again, that's Vern, Bearline, and they took the names off. But I can go off screen here. I think they're still there. So, okay, so John Eric Vern, Pascal Bearline, Nico Mueller. Oh, I love Nico. And Jake Dennis. Those are the 4 advancing from qualifying Group A. Woohoo! And I think that was a 12-minute session. So it takes a couple of minutes to switch into the qualifying Group B, which will be 11 more drivers. So cool. I'm glad you like watching. Thanks, Neil. I think that's cool. Are you watching it now? Do you see this rain? Do you see? I mean, it doesn't appear that it's raining, although I haven't totally studied it. The best way to know if it's raining is by the cameras. If you see water splashing onto the cameras. But so okay, yeah, it's as I've said, John Eric Vern, Pascal Bearline, Nico Mueller, and Jake Dennis advance to the next round to the duels. And then the ones that don't, Antonio Felix DaCosta, Oliver Roland, Lucas Degrassi, Andre Lotterer, Renee Rast, Sasha Fenestras. I never knew his name. And Norman Nato. Sasha Fenestras. And I don't know how to pronounce Fenestras, but anyway, they're showing downtown Berlin. It looks really dingy and dirty, but I've never been there. Oh, there's my buddy. There's Karun Shandok. So yeah, are you watching this? Are you watching it on CBS Sports? Watch along. I don't know if my yeah, I love him when he explains stuff. He's great. Karun. So now there is little more. Share the link. Mine froze. Now I don't have your link, although I can go get that if you want me to. Your link seems real complicated. It's like one of those ones where you have to register. Anyway, it looked a little complicated, but I'll find it. I'll send it to you. But I've heard this thing works. And someone said earlier today that it worked, and I don't think they had a subscription for CBS Sports. So sometimes their stuff works without a subscription, and sometimes it's required. So anyway, I think that's clickable. I think that Nightbot is clickable. Let me go to Discord and get your thing. Okay, so this is the stream. Oh, I don't see Nightbot on Twitch. Oh, okay. Shit, I didn't know that. Okay, this is that's the link that you sent me. Let me go to Nightbot. Timers. Watch along. Edit. Oh, they have 6 drivers sitting there. I wonder why. Sebastian Bueme was pissed. Okay, so this is the Nightbot that I just sent. So let's see here. That should go to Twitch. So anyway, I think you probably understand by now. The first thing at 4:57, 2 minutes ago, that's the link that you sent me. I went there briefly, and I'm disabled, so I need to study something for hours to understand it. And I only spent 3 to 5 minutes there, so I didn't really understand it. It appeared that you needed to enter a lot more information than just click on a link and use it. But so that's yours. And then this is the CBS Sports. Again, usually you need a subscription, but someone earlier said it works, and I'm sure he doesn't have a subscription. So I'm pretty certain he doesn't have a subscription. So anyway, that's those two. I hope those help. Um, Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I think when I type something, it goes to all four. That's one of my Nightbots. I don't know if I corrected that. Thank you to everyone. Thanks to Sifa and crew, Kristen, Daisy, Tracer, Aura, ADHD, Neil Mudd. See you later. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fine tune this Nightbot. But anyway, yeah, you're welcome. And I think when I type something, it goes to the four locations. So I think Twitch actually gets my comment. So those two probably went directly to you. And you said thank you, so that probably means it got to you. So that's good. So there's only 7 people. Okay, there's 8 people. There's 9 cars. There's 10 cars. What took them so long? Okay, on the screen here, there's okay. So all 11 finally there. So group 8 had 8 minutes and 12 seconds to go, and finally, all 11 cars finally have a time. That I don't know why it took so long. And they take it off the screen. Group A, Group B, 7 minutes, 54 seconds. They take all the names down. All the effing names down. Show the effing names. Okay, I'm going to go off screen. I don't like going off screen. Okay, so Mitch Evans. Okay, now it's back. Jesus, why did they fucking do that? Okay, Group B, 7:32 to go. Mitch Evans, Robin Friends, Nick Cassidy, Sam Berger, the top 4. That's provisionally with 7.5 minutes left to go. Currently, 5th and 6th, they're both Neil. Set the camera. Van Dorn just went up to 4, so Bird dropped out of the duels. So Bird, set the camera, Tictum, Bueme, Hughes, Matara, Gunther. Gunther was on the podium yesterday. He was 3rd place, and he's 11th right now. And he just went up to 10th, and he's behind by plus 1.9 seconds. Anyway, their times don't seem to get close. So Evans, Cassidy, Franz, Van Dorn is the top 4. They're provisionally going to the next round duels. So Evans is 118.845. Cassidy is 0.305. Franz is 0.337. Van Dorn is 0.662. And then the 5 through 11th, the times get really far. So Bird is 0.743. Camera is 0.76. Tictum is 0.92. Hughes is 0.94, and then the rest are over a second. Whammy 1.044, Gunther 1.976. That's way far. And then Motel is 4.04 seconds. I think Formula E is like Formula One. If you're not within 107% of the first time, you're not automatically disqualified, but you must be invited to the race by the stewards. So you're not in it, but they usually always invite you, even if you're more than 107%. But it is a cutoff, and certainly 4 seconds. And Gunther is 2. Okay, Motara just went to plus 1.4, and Gunther just went to 1.6. So anyway, all of them are within 107% now. So Group B, 5 minutes, 29 seconds to go. Robin Friends, Mitch Evans, Nick Cassidy. Set the camera. Neil is number 4. Damn. And Tictum's number 5. Neil, I think, is 8th or 9th or 10th place out of 11 teams. So they're usually in the bottom 5 or 6 drivers. So they're doing really well this weekend. Now, Tictum got in a wreck. He took out Van Dorn, which Tictum's 5th, and Van Dorn's 6th. He's right behind him. I mean, in time. He's not physically right behind him. Bueme just went up to 3rd. So 3rd and 4th are the same team. And Vision Racing is 3rd and 4th. Bueme and Cassidy for the duels. The last 2 in are in Vision Racing. The last 2 out is Neo 333. The bottom 2 is Matara and Gunther, which I think is Maserati. they're a brand new team the last 2 or 3 years or so, brand new kind of for me. And they've done really well. I think they're the second or third team out of 11 teams. I think they're doing really well. McLaren is 9th. Hughes seems to, oh my goodness. I'm going to go off screen here and look at the map there. So those are the cars going around. Like I said, I'm where my cursor is here, the circuit here. That's what I'm looking at right now. And probably everybody already knows is each of those dots, reflects a driver, and every dot has a corresponding dot that looks just like it. The most obvious or the easiest for my eyes to see is number 37 there. 37 is right here, and number 16 is here. The aquamarine green blue combination. That's the easiest one for me to pick out. These purples are pretty easy to pick out. 7 and 48 are teammates. 3 and 33 are teammates. I think 10 and 9 are teammates. 9 just disappeared for some reason. So anyway, now I don't know if you're watching it yet, Neil, but the rooster tails for the water still seems to be noticeable. I wouldn't say it's as big as they used to be. So on the TV, it's 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Evans, Friends, Cassidy, and Bueme are top 4. Bueme just went to 3rd. He jumped right ahead of his teammate. Bird just went to top 4. So Evans is 1st. Bird is 4th. They're teammates, and yesterday they got 1st and 2nd. So Group B, provisionally, the 4 drivers advancing. Friends just went to 1. So Friends, Evans, Bueme, Bird. So Jaguar Racing, Jaguar MCS, I think. TCS. Jaguar TCS Racing. So they're 2nd and 4th. Oh my goodness. So hello to everybody at Francis Assistant. Hello to everybody at JoeHart PwD's. Hello to JoeHart Profile at Facebook. And hello to JoeHart Invisible Disabilities Advocacy on Facebook page. It's so good to have you. And of course, Twitch, JoeHart 2. Thank you for being there. Thank you so much. And others. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's others. What else? LinkedIn, thank you. And Twitter. Oh, only one Twitter is up there. 3, 6, 7. One of my Twitters didn't work for some reason. Maybe I didn't click it properly. I don't know. So it's a checkered flag on the screen here. On the TV, it's delayed. So it shows 26 seconds to go. And then I'll talk about once the checkered flag comes out and the time is out, they get to finish that lap. So I'll mention as the 11 cars individually cross the start finish line. So it's 10 seconds until the checkered flag comes out. 5 seconds until the checkered flag comes out. And the checkered flag has come out. So now that camera you couldn't even see through the camera because of the water. That's a ton of water. So all 11, okay, Hughes just finished. Hughes just crossed. He's 8th currently, provisionally, until, it's provisional until all 11 crossed it. So Bueme just crossed, and he's number 1. He went to the top, 118.282. So provisionally, he's number one. Tictum just went through provisionally. He's seventh. Evans just came through provisionally. He's third. Bird fifth provisionally. They're all provisionally until someone just came it through. Cameron ninth. Van Dorn advanced to fifth. He almost got into the duels. He's usually in the duels, but inconsistently. Friends is second, and there's three more to go. Cassidy, Motora, and Gunther. That's one. Motora went up one to ninth. Cassidy's fourth, but he hasn't finished yet. And Gunther's 11th. Gunther just finished at 11th. We're waiting for Cassidy. And they show him on the camera. He's flying. He must have just cried. Okay, he just finished. Okay, so this is final. So for the qualifying group B, Bueme is number one, Friends, Evans, Cassidy. Those four advance to the next round. The ones that don't advance is Van Dorn, Bird, Tictum, Hughes, Motora, and then they took it off the screen. I think there's two more names, but I didn't get them. I'm sure it's probably on this. I'll go off screen to look at the map here, or whatever this thing's called. So the ones that did not advance: Van Dorn, Bird, Tictum, Hughes, Motora, Seta Camera, and Gunther. And they're showing a replay. TCS Jaguar did something. So I think this is, so on the screen it shows qualifying duel quarterfinal 1. So like I said, the qualifying A and B that we just had, there was 11 drivers in each one. There's 11 in A and 11 in B, and then the top four advance. So the fastest of A and B race each other. The second fastest of each race each other. The third fastest and the fourth fastest. And I think they start at the slowest. I'm not positive, but I wish Formula E doesn't readily have a place. I haven't found a place to find live data. Like as it just happened, how can I look at who was the top four? It goes off the screen and it's done. You need it to remember, and I don't remember anything. So anyway, I think they go from the fourth fastest. So what's on the screen there? It's called qualifying duel quarterfinal. And again, there's 4 in each group, so that's 8 total. So we go from 8 with 4 winners to 4 with 2 winners to 2 with 1 winner. So that's quarterfinals, semifinals, and then finals. And yesterday, it's not called finals; it was called something really confusing, which it had 2 or 3 other words besides finals. And I was like, why don't you just effing call it? Anyway, so this is Nico Mueller, who I love. He's my favorite. I've interviewed him several times. He's super nice. He jokes with me. He's not. I mean, he's nice, and I like him, and he likes me. But he can be kind of rough sometimes. I guess everybody can. So, okay, Sebastian Buemi, Robin Franz, Mitch Evans, Nico Cassidy goes to the duels. Stoffel Van Dorn, Sam Bird, Dan Tictum, Jake Hughes, Edward Motora, Sergio Setcamera, Maximilian Gunther does not. And as far as teams go, Envision Racing, ABT, Jaguar, and Envision Racing advance. So that's 2 Envision Racing. That's pretty good. So Nico Mueller is 51. Pascal Wehrlein is 94. I don't know if they're listed in. Oh, they're talking to Nico. Nikki Shields, my love, is talking to Envision's team principal. He's super nice. Sylvain Filippi. I love his accent. It's not a typical UK or English. I don't know where he's from, but I love his accent. I couldn't guess. Filippi, maybe Italian? I don't know. He's saying he did expect them up there, so that's kind of cool. I guess you're supposed to say that, but he was like, "Hey, this was unexpected, wasn't it?" So I think we go till 5:55, and I'll probably end as quickly as this is over. I mean, I'll probably watch the interviews at the end, but like I said, this is live streaming. It's not TV, not me. I'm live streaming, but I'm talking about them. They're live streaming. So they come on 5 minutes or less before the event starts, and they go off the air. They go off the air within 5 minutes after it ends. So it's a real quick, it's not like NBC and Fox News for NASCAR where it's 2 hours before the race and an hour and a half after the race. This is boom. So I'll probably watch all the interviews and maybe comment on them, and then I'm going to get out because it's just over 2 hours. I think I have like 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I probably will sleep. Now, I did that yesterday, and I was very late. I was more than 40 minutes late to get here. I hope I don't do that again. But I did get a little more sleep earlier today than I did yesterday. So I think I have a little head start. I don't know. We'll see. It's not moving yet. So currently no one has moved. It says one laps, plural, which I think is just a typo. I think it's one lap. But what I had learned, okay, green flag. So I think 51 is going to start moving. The dot, it's jumping. So 51 is moved, and then I think 94 starts in about 15 seconds. So, okay, yeah. So Mueller, Verline, God, they put it up on the screen and remove it. So Verline is predicted to win by 67%. I like Nico Mueller. I hope he wins. I like both of them. I like Verline a lot. So on TV, which is delayed, Mueller has 2 yellows, and then they cut away. 2 reds, 2 yellows, green. He seemed to get a little delayed start there. And I think the second car is 10 or 15 seconds later. So this is the quarterfinal. Quarterfinal 1. I guess they call it quarterfinal 1, 2, 3, 4. So Neil, were you able to get something going? Are you watching this? Either my link or your link. Not my link. My link is from the FIAFormulaE.com website. So the rooster tails of the water, because of the treads of the tires, are noticeably and considerably less, but they still exist. So I'm not sure if times are going to advance to 106 or 108 like yesterday, but I hope they increase a little bit. And like I said, I don't remember anything. If I don't, yes, the CBS link worked. Thank you very much. Oh, good. I'm glad you're watching it. Cool. And you don't need to tell me because it's the open internet, so you don't want to. But I'm curious if you happen to have a CBS Sports subscription. And again, you don't have to tell me. This is the open internet in case you don't want to get that information out there. But track very wet. I wonder if the tires have spikes. They spikes. They have treads. You probably mean treads. No, you don't have a subscription. Wow, that is so cool that it works. Oh, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. And then you just clicked on it and it went live, right? You didn't have to put in email or anything. Nothing, nothing, nothing. That's cool. Sweet. That is so cool. So yeah, the track is so okay. Track very wet. I wonder if the tires have spikes or sipes. I don't know what sipes are, but they have treads, but the regular tires have treads. I'm eating grilled mackerel and crackers. Got the munchies. Mackerel. Holy moly. Is that like real? Like you didn't catch the mackerel, did you? Or like was it at a grocery store that is it real mackerel or is it like a canned mackerel? Wow, holy moly, that's cool. I could probably be eating something too, but I think the sleep will be more important to me. So yeah, I think it ends at 5:55 if on time. The rain might slow this down. Canned, very good. Oh, you're kidding! Holy moly, that is so cool. So quarterfinal 2 is Jake Dennis and John Eric Byrne, and the predictor vote is equally 50-50. I don't know how they do this predictor vote, but um, I would say Jake Dennis probably has a little of a nod. He seems to be doing definitely going to Walmart in 1.5 hours and getting more. Man, you must love that. I like fish. I mean, I love fresh fish. I love I love all fresh fishes except salmon of all things. That's one of the ones I don't really like. But I like all freshwater fish. But I like I like where it's real and it's grilled and all that kind of stuff. But as far as canned goes, I do like tuna and I do eat canned chicken. Not very often, but I can eat that. But and when I was a kid, I liked sardines, but I never, I don't think I have ever had mackerel in can, but I don't think I've had fresh mackerel. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Yeah, that'd be interesting to try. So Vern is in front. Vern is in front. Okay, and Vern went even further in front. Hey, Eugenia, how are you? This is JoeHart. We're watching. They're watching. It's kind of a watch along. I don't know if you have CBS Sports. We're trying to do a watch along. Let me see if I still have that CBS Sports. We're doing a watch along. I don't know if you have. Oh, you must be a bot. Are you a bot? Oh, aren't those cute, Eugenia? They're so cute. Anyway, we're doing a watch along. So if you want to click on that, was my first time eating canned mackerel. Usually I eat herring canned. I don't eat that. I don't eat canned. I mean, I can eat tuna, but I don't go out of my way to eat canned tuna. And I like to make it, just perfect. Mayonnaise and lemon and relish. But yeah, I don't usually I eat herring canned, but wow, the mackerel was very, very good. Highly recommend. Really? Now, where do you? Yeah, okay, you're in Wisconsin. Yeah, I mean, um, wow. Do you fish? Are you able to? That's wild. Okay, well, cool, Neil. I might check it out. So they're showing a replay. Look at that overcast. Okay, quarterfinal 3 is Evans and Friends. Evans has the predictor vote of 74%, almost 3/4. I'm going to be fishing and camping all summer. Are you really? Yes, I fish. I'm going to be fishing and camping all summer. Damn. And I know I've asked you, I think you do uh, 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 dirt racing. I think I've asked you about Road America, and I think you said, no, you haven't been there, but you go to other things. Anyway, so Friends is currently ahead. They have this little meter thing. So, oh, now Evans just flew by him. So Evans is ahead by 0.309 seconds. I don't know how they do this thing. It's like an instantaneous thing. It gets updated like 4 or 5 times throughout one lap. So and now they're exactly 0.00066 of a second. Now 6/100ths of a second. So he's going, Friends is dropping a little bit. Now he's back up a little bit, catching 0.031. And it probably is 118,492. Let's see what Friends does. Friends is ahead by 1/10 of a second. Yeah, I don't believe that stuff. Friends, would he get in there? He did it. 118,423. Holy shit. I love Robin Friends. So Sipes was not cars are sliding. I see they do have vertical Sipes in the tires, steer grooves. So yeah, Sipes was not a typo. Let me go back and read your thing before. Track very wet. I wonder if the tires have Sipes. And now you say you see Sipes. I've never heard the word Sipes. I've been around motorsports a lot and tires a lot. And I always ask questions. I'm usually walking around the garage and I have no filter. I talk to everybody. As of like 8 years ago, I talked to every single NASCAR driver, crew chief, sponsor, owner, every single one of them. And I have no filters and I talk to them. But I like to talk to everybody, like instead of just going for the president, you talk to the person that collects garbage too. So anyway, I usually always talk to the tire guys about tires. Anyway, quarterfinal 4 is Nick Cassidy and Bueme. At least initially, Cassidy is a little ahead. Sipes and grooves, steer grooves. I've never heard the word Sipes. I don't even know what that means. Either SYPES or SIPES. I have never heard that word in my life. I don't think I've never heard that. Bueme just jumped. I'm not a big fan of Bueme. He seems like a crybaby. He seems too intense and he gets uptight. Now, he has a reason to be uptight. He was, of the first 3 or 4 years, he won 1 or 2 championships and he won like 10 races. He was always winning. And he hasn't, I do believe this is true. I don't believe he has changed teams at all in 9 years. And most people change teams every 1 or 2 years. He hasn't changed teams at all. And now he's never winning. So they didn't lose the budget and staff and the money. And, it's kind of weird that, oh, cool. Speedway Motors. Thank you. I just, by the way, so when on my StreamYard, I'm live streaming right now on my laptop on StreamYard. And on StreamYard, my comments aren't clickable. I can't click on that. So if you can send it to Discord, I think I can click on Discord. But I am live on Twitch. Woohoo! Are you showing my stuff on Twitch? Cool, man. I am live on Twitch. I am streaming the race. Cool beans. You've got balls. I keep getting in trouble. They hunt me down. Formula One hunted me down. I'm sure Formula E would hunt me down. I get penalized and all sorts of stuff. So camping out of my vehicle, maybe I'll go to a dirt race and camp. Man, that's cool. So cars are sliding. I see they do have vertical Sipes in the tires. Steer grooves. Sipes and grooves. SpeedwayMotors.com. Now, I think I can go to YouTube, and then they're clickable. Let me try that. Except there's echoes. So let me see if I can do it right. Okay, so Verline, Dennis. Oh, I'm sorry, the opposite. Mueller, Vern, Friends, and Cassidy advanced. So Vern and Mueller are racing, and Cassidy and Friends are racing. Mueller, Vern, Friends. I think it's Friends, Cassidy. So like, share, comment, subscribe. So okay, so I'm going to go to YouTube and become a viewer for my stream, and then those links would be clickable, but you'll get an echo. So let me see if I can do this. So I'll try not to talk. I'm going to click now. Hello, hello, hello. There's probably an echo. Hello, hello, hello. There's probably not an echo. I think I corrected it. Track 14%, air. 14 degrees, air 14 degrees, humidity 90%, probable rain 80%. Man, this race is going to be crazy. Okay. Cruise through Twitch. Clapper. I opened Clapper. Poof. So that's me and my stream in Twitch. I just typed that. But let me see. Okay, so 2 viewers. That's probably you and me, Mud. I don't know how to do Twitch at all. So let's see. Watch maybe. Search. I hope I can just like and share. I can just like it, right? So Nick Cassidy, car 37, times deleted due to improper use of 350 kilowatt mode. Bam! So someone else is advancing, not him. So I'm going to follow you. I just followed you. Oh my goodness, you've got me and everything. Wow, holy moly. So I'm just, it's the same. I'm just cutting and pasting. I can't spend too much time typing. So I'm going to just cut and paste the same thing. Sorry about that. I just sent the same comments. If you swing through, try the chat. I'm not sure if it's working. It looks like it's working. Hello. So I say hello to Neil Mudd. Yes. I cut and paste. I can't I don't like typing new and different things, and so sorry about that. That has nothing to do with your stream. Okay, so let me go up to your comments and stuff. But how do you do that quad? You've got two cameras. I think that's the race, right? Oh no, that's dark. I don't know what's in the lower left. That must be another race. But you've got me in the lower right, and you have their broadcast in the upper left. That is so cool. You got four things going on there. I don't know Twitch. I don't know Twitch at all. I just shared to Twitch from StreamYard. That's all I know. That's it. Mud_1M. I followed you. I am live on Twitch. I am streaming the race, the qualifying. Live, share, comment, subscribe. So I've done. Oh, like. How do I like it? La Plata, Missouri Rail Cam, and thank you for the follow. You're welcome. Vern and Mueller. Mueller is 62% over Vern. Wow. I love Mueller. Nico Mueller. So you're welcome. Okay, so okay, cool. So have you ever I've always wanted to travel on trains. I think you're showing a rail cam of maybe a train yard. Have you ever jumped on trains? Now, I know when I first started thinking about jumping on a train, I was thinking on moving trains or they slow down or that kind of stuff. But I've heard the experts that do it is they go to rail yards and you can usually casually walk onto every train and it usually has a schedule and you look when it's going to depart. So you get onto it, 2 hours before it takes off. And I'm like, wow, I would like that instead of having to jump. But anyway, I've never done it. I've hitchhiked across the country many times and I've slept out of my, in 2020, I was on the road for 235 days, sleeping out of my car and stuff. So I've done a lot of wild stuff, but I haven't done that. I got to figure out Nightbot on Twitch. Is it an option? I'm sure it's an option. Nightbot's pretty cool. I accidentally fell into it and I accidentally implemented it without really understanding what I was doing. So I would say it's relatively easy to use, but I think I was just lucky. I think usually takes me weeks to figure things out. So Mueller is up by 0.071 seconds. The rain is dropping. It is hitting the lens. So they said 80% chance, but it's raining now. I am streaming the race. That's so cool. Like, share, comment. So I've commented and shared. I'm trying to figure out, I'm still there. I'm trying to figure out how to like and subscribe. So cruise through Twitch. Yep. And hello to I got you on my Twitch. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. If you swing through, try the chat. I'm not sure if it's working. So it worked, of course. I got to figure out Nightbot on Twitch. Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, Darth Blaze live, no sound. Do you see that, Mud? Darth Blaze live says no sound. I don't know if you try to have sound or if you don't have sound. Is he talking about me? You probably don't want my sound. You probably just want the. Now I do know for YouTube when I get in trouble, it just went off the air briefly. Like that. Yeah, I just got that color thing. Hopefully that's temporarily because of the rain. Probably it's making an annoying noise, so I'm going to take it out of my thing. Technical difficulties at the moment. Fixing something. Darth Blaze line. Please contact tech support for further assistance. Oh, I'm guessing I know what happened, Mud. You probably know what happened. Taco Bell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Hello? I don't know what happened, Mud, but I'm guessing you've been struck. I mean, he's saying, I don't know if you know who Josh Helms is, but it says, please contact tech support for further assistance. So I assume I'm guessing that is what happened. Now it's on my TV too. So I'm sorry. I'm talking out of turn. It's on mine too. So it could be just the radio. See, that's mine right there. That's my TV right there. So the same color and stuff. So that's probably the rain or they're having technical difficulties and stuff. But I'm just a little concerned about JoeHart, is yours down? Yeah, I just showed it to you. It's coming back, or something's coming back. It says CBS, same as yours. It says CBS Sports. Sorry, sorry. I always think the worst. It still is showing the logo to me. Let me see if I can hear any audio. No audio yet, so it's still just showing the Formula E logo for CBS Sports. But who is Josh? Do you know who Josh is? First of all, sometimes I'm not aware of what's happening. So Neil, is your stream hearing my voice? Howdy, howdy. 420 cheers. Where's 420? Oh, Blaze. Darth Blaze live. I hear you, Joe, loud and clear. Okay, well, I'll stop calling out your viewers. Hello, all viewers. But who is he? If he says check out, okay, it went rainbow color again, just like yours did. Come on, Formula E, you do have millions of dollars. You could figure out how to do this. And CBS Sports, they have even more money. It seems like they could figure this poop out. Let me see. Live now. Let's see if that goes. Huh. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. So April 20th, I'm looking at my Nightbot. And April 20th, I had 0, whatever these things are. I guess messages, commands, and timeouts. I had 0. And in messages, it went up to 250 the next day. And then something like 150 the next day, and then 75 the next day. 200. I think that's all because of Sifa. Sifa, you're a rock star. So, okay, I went to YouTube and I don't see that. Okay, so let me do YouTube again. Not good. Okay, so okay, so that's for okay. I'm not gonna see your stuff in the YouTube because you're Twitch. I just don't get things all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna go out. Wait a minute, I better unmute that site. Okay, let me go off screen since we're not seeing anything. Let's see what this shows. So, Nico Mueller, 51, Robert Friends. They're teammates. They have to go against each other. Oh, bummer. So, Nico Mueller and Robert Friends, both ABT for their team name is. That's someone's last name. Daniel Apt. In my experience of the last 9 years of Formula E, Daniel Apt is the worst driver in the world, but he just happens to have something. He has money or something, and his name is part of like 8 different teams in 8 different series, and I just don't get it. I'm like, he's lousy. Why is he part of the name? Anyway, so I always say ABT, it's initials, but that's his last name, Daniel Apt. ABT. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's how you spell it. ABT. So yeah, Dan, like 1 or 2 or 3 seasons, and they kept him on because I guess he was part owner. You know, he was part of the name of the team. So but then finally they got rid of him. Thank God. Okay, so I have I'm looking at this map here on my iPhone, and it has radio. So let me hit radio. Warning, driver audio is uncensored. That's kind of cool. I thought it was going to be like the commentator radio. I need some noise. Can you tell? I need some noise. JoeHart too. Cheers. Cheers. You did a ton of stuff there. Do you mind me reading all that stuff? Sorry, I perseverate. So I won't read it all, but I'll try to read it to myself. But you did a lot in your stream. 710 JoeHart too. Cheers. Cheers, Mud. So these guys aren't moving. I wonder if it's raining so hard that they're taking a pause. Baseball. We are here having a good old time. Hello. So yeah, Nico Mueller, Robert Friends of ABT something does not appear to be moving. They're the qualifying duel final. Did we already do the quarterfinals and the semifinals? See, that's the name it had yesterday. I don't like that name. It's very unclear. Qualifying duel final. So it appears that is for the poll. I think that's what the final means. So these two guys are that's unbelievable. Let me go look at their points. Let's go look. I guess I'm just not going to change that. So FI. Okay, so I have standings. It's not on the screen, but Nico Mueller is 21st out of 23. Robert Franz is 22nd out of 23. So they are second to last and third to last out of 23. Okay, my TV just came back on. This is the final. Let's go. Josh Helms. Hey, Josh, thanks for being over here. Woohoo! Josh. How are you, Josh? Thanks for coming over. So are you in both streams right now? Thanks, Josh. Hell yeah, new subscriber. Please subscribe to everything. I have 2 channels. Let's see. Let's do YouTube and Twitter and Twitch. Josh is the race director for XR. I don't know what XR is, but I believe you. Josh. So that's going to hopefully, Nightbot's probably going to show my YouTube channels. Josh is the race director for XR. Holy shit. Nice. Neil is a bad driver, XD. X driver, X racer. I don't know what XR is. It's a bad driver. I'm JoeHart. I'm a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I used to go to a bunch of NASCAR races. So, okay, yeah, okay. So, oh, I don't understand. My eyes, I can't see what those are. Those gorillas, I can't tell what those are. Oh no, females with a flower in there. I can't read. I don't try to figure out emojis because I can't see them and they're small and I don't get them. So anyway, please subscribe to my primary channel, JoeHart PwD's 8641, and my backup channel, Francis Assistant NK1GC. Thank you very much. And that's something else, Josh. I don't know what the hell that is. A cut up worm, or a huge worm, whatever they're called. Serpent. So Franz looks like he's way ahead by 0.399 seconds. Again, this is the second to last and third to last driver out of 23. Oh, Josh, stop it. I don't like them. So that's something, and that's something, and that's something. Looks like fish heads. Macro. Is that macro? So Mueller is 119.390, and Franz is about to come 18.748. So Robin Franz is the pole. Woohoo! Mackerel. Woohoo! So it's 5:53. I think we're done. I'm going to probably end pretty quick because I want to get some sleep before this race. Like I said, it's a little more than 2 hours until I start streaming at doggone it. Oh man. Yeah, 24 hours ago it didn't go well. The next stream is in a little more than 2 hours, and I can't sleep less than 2 hours. We were having a good time. No problem, Josh. I'll be up for the race. What time we go live? Whatever. Let's see what it is. 8:25. I go live. I think the pre-show goes live at 8:30, and this is all. So okay, for your time, I go live at 7:25. The pre-show goes live at 7:30, and then the race is at 8:03 your time. Yes. So, yeah. I should probably do all Eastern. I'll be live for the next 82 hours. Will you really? Holy shit. So, 8:25, my stream. 8:30 pre-show for them, not my pre-show, but their pre-show. 9:03 lights out. And y'all probably know it's not called green flag, it's called lights out. There you go. So 8:25 my stream, 8:30 pre-show, 9:03 lights out. So it's a little more than 2 hours. Anyway, yesterday I slept and then I started my stream, 40. I'll be live too. Green, 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 green. Yeah. Cool Mud. I hope you get a stream. Look up. For the E-Pre. Anyway, it looks like when they say weird ways to watch, it looks like the show, the race only has one choice. Let me and it'd probably be better if you got just swing. Cool. So let's see here. So what am I doing? Okay, so this is what it shows as the only choice for the race today. And JoeHart 2 does go to Twitch. So that went to Twitch for you. That's what it shows. And I think that might be what you're on right now or something like that. I got an error to Twitch. An error occurred. Wait a minute, then try again. Let me know if you got that through Twitch. Prediction to win. How many platforms are you streaming on? I generally am media, so I love all 22 of my children the same. I do love Robert Frines and Nico Mueller. I've interviewed them multiple times and they're super duper nice. I really like them. So I would love it if Nico Mueller won. He qualified second. Robert Frines. So either one of first or second, I'd love it if they qualified. But how many platforms are you streaming on? I'm currently streaming right now, this moment, 7, but I'm usually doing 8. So it's usually Facebook profile, Facebook page, LinkedIn profile, 2 YouTubes, Twitch, which I don't know anything about, but I send it to my StreamYard goes to Twitch, and I get a lot of following from Twitch, but I'm sorry, guys, I don't know much about Twitch. And then it's supposed to be 2 Twitters, but Twitter it's a bummer that Twitter can't make comments. You can't communicate with Twitter, so it's no much. So I don't know, Josh, do you know anything about Formula E? I wish I could easily go find the starting grid, but I do like those 2 guys. But I like a lot of people. I love Sam Bird. I like there's a bunch of people. I don't care for Sebastian Buemi. I think he's going to be 3rd or 4th or 5th. He's and I don't like Stoffel Van Dorn. Everybody loves Stoffel Van Dorn because he came from a Formula One. But woo, I would love to drive Formula E. Would you? It'd be pretty wild. I don't know if you have watched it all 9 years, but it was pretty wild the first couple of years. I was talking, it was wild. I could beat mud. But yeah, a couple of cars stopped on the track yesterday, and it became a yellow flag, and then it became a red flag. And so I was talking about the history of Formula E. But when Formula E started, they didn't quite know what they were dealing with. So beat mud or pound sand. But when the car stops on the track, it's live. It can electrocute you and it can kill you, at least initially, the first couple of years. So drivers are always pissed off and they want to get out of the car and stuff, and they just sloppily get out of the car, and you could get shocked severely. So you have to tell the driver, stay in the car, let me deactivate the car, then you get out. And even if they turn everything off, they still say, Please don't touch metal. Stand on your seat. And, they're like a Formula One car, so they're pretty wide, and drivers are known for being pretty short. But they say stand on your seat, which is rubber, or, it doesn't conduct electricity. So you stand on your seat, and then you jump over the car and hit the concrete. And if you touch any metal, you'll get shocked. And that's still probably true today, but I think it's grounded and it's, whatever. It's not deadly now. It's just a huge nuisance. But in that wild, plus they travel the world like plane operation. Yeah, you touch the edge and it goes. But this is no kidding. But anyway, they travel the country. This year they have 16 races. I think there's 5 duels. So that's 11 countries. So there's a language barrier. So the people, the what are they called? Not ministers, who are around the tracks. The helpers, the volunteers around all motorsports tracks that are trying to help. Can't think of their name. Marshals. Thank you, Josh. So all the marshals are sitting there with a language barrier, and they're excited. Usually marshals are pretty excited and they want to help drivers. So first year or so, they would go up to the car and they wouldn't understand the language barrier and they would touch the car. I mean, this was a serious thing. And I don't know the history of Elon Musk and Tesla, but I'm pretty confident to say, Tesla, their batteries, I think, is like 900 pounds, their batteries are enormous. So I'm sure, I don't know this, but I'm sure the first couple of years of Tesla that they had electrocutions and they had deaths. And they're like, how can we ground this? How do we ground this so people stop touching? Like if you're on a carpet and you rub your foot and then you touch the wall, it shocks it because you've created. So, people, I'm sure they had deaths. So it's really wild. So anyway, you say you want to do Formula E, but damn, you got to remember. And again, these are drivers that are passionate. So you have to every single race say, sit, stay in the car, do not. And, like NASCAR, they pull off their air hoses and they forget to take something off. You jump out of the car and your head's pulled back because you forgot to disconnect something. Again, when you're jumping out of these cars, you better not mess up. You better not forget anything. And again, like Formula One, the cars kept getting wider and wider and wider. So these are, Stelfo Van Dorn is like 6'3" or 6'4", so he can jump out. But Sam Bird is like 5'2" or 5'3". So his leap, holy poop. It's the craziest thing. It's amazing how they did that. Yes, marshals. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. So, okay, I better get some sleep. 8:25 is what I said, I think. 8:25. I'll be back. Thank you, Josh. Are you really a director? Let me know what XR is. I don't know if you're on Discord and stuff. Woo! Whew! Woo-wee! Yeah, woo-wee! Did I say that? I say that a lot. So, woo-wee! X-Revens. I can't click here. Are you on Discord? Am I on Discord? Let me see if I have Discord. I don't know if I have Discord here. I don't know if that's going to work. Join his Discord. I don't know if that's going to come up. So let's see here. I don't know. I don't want to force people into joining Discord, but if you wanted to join Discord, I think I just got it. X-Events. Holy shit.com. Oh, come on. Sorry, I just left, Mud. I just left your stream. Okay, so X-Revens. I can't even pronounce that word. What the hell's the word? Are you on Twitter? I like Twitter. I don't do any iRacing. I don't do any of that stuff. XR events. XR, is that the reality stuff? The IR, VR? In it like virtual reality? Isn't XR a version of IR and VR and all those things? I don't know what those are. So XR events. XR events. Racer XR came up. Events. I'm there. You have a staff media contact. You have a mailing address. I do things passively. I don't do things actively. Yeah, I like to. I need to be prompted. I don't search things out. Home schedule, results, points, tours, tickets, live stream. Kokomo Speedway, live at Kokomo. Closely and XR Plus. Click the view. So I assume I don't know what you call VR and all that stuff, but I assume this is not real. It's not real racing. It's. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so. I don't mean to offend anyone with the way I describe it, but these aren't real cars and real drivers, right? It's a real racing series, real. And I know when I use the word real, people are like f you, everything's real. Accelerated, X-rated, Accelerate. It's a real racing series. And again, I don't mean to offend with the word real, but it sounds like you know what I mean when I say real. These are real drivers and real cars going around real tracks. Okay, I didn't know that. I'm disabled. Yep, like NASCAR. You're kidding. It's a real series. But I'm dirt, just like NASCAR. Cool. I'm disabled. I'm OCD, and I like to. I'm extreme. And prior to crime sleuthing, holy shit, $100,000 to winner last weekend. That's a real series. It's a real series. I'm new to YouTube Live and StreamYard, and I've done it since November for crime sleuthing. Hey Joe, we should go to a dirt race this summer and do a live stream. Possibly. I'm trying to not go to events. I've gotten into some really serious trouble with NASCAR and others, Formula One and IndyCar, and so I'm trying not to go. My big test is next week. The Formula One race in Miami, Florida, is on the weekend of the 5th through the 7th. So I've got like a week and a half, and I'm trying to make sure I don't go. But if I do go, then it will probably blow the gates open. Now I don't do many dirt races. Anyway. I could certainly do it, and I always live stream. I'm media when I go to these events, so I interview and it would be cool. It'd be cool. I don't usually do dirt. I started doing this really back in 2011, and I thought I was dying, and I said I don't have time to do Saturday night racing and then Sunday racing and then ARCA and then truck racing. And I said, I got to start at the top. And I did start at the top. I went to NASCAR Cup Series and I got into the girl. I'm disabled. I have no income, zero income, zero, zero, zero. I mean, discretionary income, none. And I've been to about 160 races. And I almost immediately started getting into the garage, and I get into the garage most every race, and I have no filters. So back about 8 years ago, it's not really current now, but about 5, 7, 8 years ago, every NASCAR driver, every crew chief, every owner, and every sponsor, every single one of them, Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart, and every single one of them, Dale Jr., every single one of them, and I did that for 12 years. And again, I have no money. And if everything was paid for at a NASCAR race, which it was not, but if everything was paid for at a NASCAR race, it's about $2,500 for a race. So $2,500 times 160. This is a ton of money. 250. Well, let me know. Yeah, that sounds cool, Mud. Yeah, that's again, like I said, I'm pretty passive, so I would probably need to be prompted. I would need to be and it has to have a connection, like Knoxville, which is I think in Iowa or something. I think that's part of World of Outlaws, but then it's also part of NASCAR. So it would need to have some sort of connection to, like Tony Stewart's track, whatever that is, the Eldora track, Speedway, that kind of stuff. But I've been to them. Maybe 5 or 7. We could go to an XR event. Yeah, man, I want to find out from Josh. He's the director. So, yeah, I'll print up. Anyway, I used to track over 200 series every single week for 10 years, every single week. So I think I recognize some of these. I think the Southern All-Star I tracked. I don't recognize XR Super Series. I think is it newer? I don't know why I don't recognize it. But I used to follow 237 series, and then I got involved with crime sleuthing because of the Idaho 4. Yes, year 2. Wow, brand new. So yeah, I've been out of the loop for probably about 2 years. But anyway, in November I only did crime sleuthing. So now my motorsports, I'm tracking about 40 series. So I've dropped most of the series. Now I just do Formula One, IndyCar, IMSA, the big ones, NHRA, or my definition of the big ones. So but yeah, I assume they're nationwide. Awesome. Off to bed. Hope all works out okay today. Thanks, Josh. All right, yeah, me too. But Mud, thank you for the offer and the idea and all that stuff. And Josh, thanks for all the information. And like I said, I don't want to make someone join my Discord, but if you wanted to, you can click on that and blah, 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 blah. And I'm quirky. It's mostly invisible disabilities, but it's also motorsports. And I do some politics, but not too much. But anyway, it's all over the place. I'm all over the place. Okay. Talk to you later for the next race. Yes, 8:25. Thanks, Mud. Thanks, Josh. JoeHart here. And I'm going to hit end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. And then I have to hit it a second time. But comments will still be going because I'm going to check my 8 destinations once I hit it. So you can still comment after I hit this end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Bye.